often employing them all at once. So after Gypsy Rose had officially legally turned 18, she did make at least one possible attempt to escape Dee Dee. At a cosplay convention event in 2011, Gypsy Rose left the convention center and went to a hotel room with a man that she had met at the event. Eventually,
dead.
She'd hit her with coat hangers. That's Mother Dearest.
Absolutely taken right from it.
No more wire hangers!
That's it. Psychotic.
from taxpayers based on Gypsy Rose's make-believe medical condition.
This is fucking real bizarre.
See, I know a little bit about something like this because I'm now getting into the system, being disabled myself. They have people come into your home to check if everything's okay. They look at your medical files to see what diagnoses you have. Like, and they measure your how you move while you're having these meetings.
Yeah. How?
Knowing what we're going through right now.
How? Did they...
How did they get away with this shit?
You can't fake tests.
No.
Unless the doctor's in on it, which is crazy. Why?
Maybe she was good at giving head. I don't know.
Jesus God. I'm very confused. This is really, really weird, man.
I don't get this shit.
I don't either.
Now, I guess it's possible maybe I just missed it, but from what I was able to find in my research, it doesn't look like Dee Dee/Claudine actually had a real job of her own at this time. So she was literally just accepting handouts from taxpayer-funded government programs because she imagined that her daughter had something wrong with her.
Some royal mashed potatoes.
But she did keep herself busy, though. During this time, she would constantly
enjoy that for
making
me,
up
Janet.
new,
I
delusional,
can't.
non-existent diagnoses for Gypsy and traipsing across the tri-state area to visit
That's true,
unsuspecting
Mike.
specialists.
I am afflicted with ass Munchausens. I am always and perpetually wanting ass in my mouth of female. Her. See? He's right. Thank you, Mike.
Christian said everything was so different back then too. Now every doctor office is hooked up to each other. Yeah, doctor shopping was so easy back in the day. I guess so.
So they will. If you paid them, they would give you diagnoses.
No, that doesn't seem right, man. That seems against the law.
That's it, Mike. No. Is that true, though? You could pay a doctor and they'll give you diagnosis. Is that true? That's the thing that was going on.
Like I said, are you going to start believing me when you see the life alert around my neck? I'm wondering. It's coming tomorrow, so.
It's easy in vindication. You're all done because God said, yeah. God said it's my daughter.
And it's really important to note and just remind y'all, none of these specialists ever really found anything conclusive about the health conditions because, like I already said...
Okay, so the doctors didn't see anything, but yet they were labeling her of this stuff.
Why the hell are you a member, Tamara? You fucking hateful. Yeah, this makes no sense so far. Are you this is a psyop or something? Like, what the fuck is this?
No, I'm wondering what the hell's wrong with the medical community.
Yeah, that too.
Positioned is there to help her. Didn't help her.
But Dee Dee was insistent and persistent that her delusions were correct, which resulted in Gypsy being subjected to basically medical torture for her entire childhood and well into her adulthood.
Why are you a member?
Gypsy grew up.
Go away.
I don't need a life alert. Oh, you don't need a disability for life alert. Okay, hon. Keep lying.
Maybe you don't need it, but guess what? That's why she got it with no money, because she's disabled. You get that?
But by doctors and medical professionals who refused to deny these unnecessary treatments. One doctor eventually would get suspicious of this whole scheme, and we'll talk about him specifically in a minute. But when he originally
hacked?
brought these
Maybe,
suspicions to other
Gracie.
doctors, the other doctors were like, no, treat them with golden gloves. This complete and total utter lack of diligence resulted in literally decades of medical abuse. So Hurricane Katrina allegedly apparently destroyed their free housing in 2005, so Dee Dee took Gypsy Rose to live in Missouri. By 2000,
See, now all the hateful trolls are saying that Life Alert is bad. Isn't that funny? I wonder why you're saying that. Are you trying to manipulate me again? Yeah.
Her
Okay.
her disabilities are
This scammer had
fibro and
finagled away
osteoarthritis,
into another free
not
house from
obesity.
Habitat for
Genius.
Humanity.
Questions
And y'all, by this
authority.
time,
You're a
anybody
moron.
who looked at Gypsy Rose would have probably believed that something must have definitely been wrong with her health.
It is the perfect town.
It's Mayberry. We're moving to Mayberry.
Mayberry.
I remember my mom had gave me this
Thank you,
little glass
Deanne.
house, and she said, one day this will be real. And now it finally is.
The Blanchards moved into that house,
This
built
is
by
a scam.
Habitat for Humanity. A wheelchair ramp was built just for her.
For
By
money.
the time she was like 14
That's what
years
I'm
old,
smelling.
she was basically bald-headed.
Which is, again, we love
Sloan.
She was small in general, but also was very thin and frail for her age, probably because she wasn't allowed so much as to stand up or walk, even in her own house, and her diet consisted
Wow.
of pretty much peanuts.
Probably underfed too. Like naked pictures of her own daughter.
What the hell? Bald. This is so weird, Shan.
Right?
Good modding, Deanne. Thank you. It's insane. This is
Right, well
weird
into
as
her 20s.
shit, man.
She was still playing with dolls and wearing very juvenile children's clothing well into her teens, even though she didn't want to wear those clothes because her mother was forcing her to wear them. She was also extremely pale, probably from all of the unnecessary medications combined with malnutrition and perhaps lack of sun exposure. She was exclusively using a wheelchair to get around. Even if she wanted to walk, Dee Dee would
Really?
force
That's
Gypsy Rose
crazy,
to
Mike.
use the wheelchair. And Dee Dee would often supplement this child cancer patient look with an also unnecessary oxygen tank. To top it all off, Dee Dee made Gypsy Rose wear the thickest, ugliest, most outdated old lady glasses imaginable, which were far from trending at that time. And just to reiterate, this was all completely
Elijah Wood
Oh my god, yeah. They got meeting with,
and Sam.
wow. And Mike said she was a AEW with the tag team champions. Like, she's got...
I'm really thinking psyop.
This is bizarre. I'm trying to understand this.
This don't make any fucking
made
sense.
up or completely caused by Dee Dee's abusive delusions. For example, the reason for Gypsy's bald head, Dee Dee claimed the, again unnecessary, medications would cause Gypsy Rose's hair to fall out. But Dee Dee was actually shaving Gypsy Rose's hair regularly to keep this bald appearance. The reason for Gypsy Rose being toothless?
That's a boy.
Oh, Dee Dee would use topical numbing agents, including before Gypsy Rose's dental appointments, which made Gypsy Rose salivate all over the place looking like she was drooling. Coming as a surprise to no one, Dee Dee did invent a diagnosis in her world of make-believe that Gypsy Rose had defective salivary glands.
God, what does...
Defective salivary gland? What the fuck? What?
Yeah, absolutely. Every day, Mike. Shanny will tell you, like, I'm just thanking Jesus every day for everything. Because it's all coming together.
It is.
This is incredible. Like, all our dreams are being, come true, and God's just making everything happen for us.
Amen.
Amen.
Somehow, someway, she was able to eventually convince a surgeon to remove Gypsy Rose's salivary glands, which, when combined with Gypsy's
No! I'm calling bullshit at this. A medical surgeon she had convinced to remove her salivatory gland. No, I refuse to believe this shit. This is bullshit. Like, the doctors need to be sued for malpractice if this is the case.
Yeah.
How do you fucking convince a fucking doctor about that shit without proper fucking testing?
I don't know, but the energy...
Oh my god! No, I'm sorry.
is a little
But this
intense. She can't hawk to I'm not going there, man.
Ew, God, no.
Christ almighty, I ain't going there.
Nah, this is man. Medical malpractice.
Or it's a psyop.
Or it's a psyop, I don't know.
Really bizarre.
But this doesn't make any sense in any frame of, like, anything.
No, it doesn't.
Necessary seizure medication caused her teeth to fall out one by one. And maybe this is just a coincidence, but this is when the free stuff really started pouring in for Miss D.D. Blanchard. Now, the full list is very, very long, but just to give you a few examples of the way that D.D. was able to financially and otherwise enrich herself off these made-up delusional health conditions that didn't actually exist. For one, they would always stay in Ronald McDonald House whenever they would go place to get these treatments. Like,
how did they get this? No. Nah, I can't believe the plausibility of this fucking story at all. How do you stay at the Ronald McDonald House without having a significant diagnosis? I know this because when Lucille was going through her treatments with UNC, they were talking about her staying because they wanted to take her to Minnesota to the Mayo Clinic. Right? And they said she could stay at like a Ronald McDonald type house.
Sure.
She needed to have a diagnosis in order to...
Definitely.
You have to have a diagnosis, and you also have to prove that you can't pay for a hotel.
Right.
But she had no official diagnosis, so why is she staying at the Ronald McDonald?
This is bizarre.
This shit ain't making no fucking sense, yo.
Is it just because she clearly has this deletion thing and her face says that she has a genetic disorder?
I don't know, but this doesn't make any fucking sense to me in any way.
To me.
There's no checks and balances within the medical facilities.
They were routinely awarded free flights to see doctors at children's hospitals where Gypsy Rose received more unnecessary medical treatments in the form of literally torture, also for free. She was a Make-A-Wish Foundation kid. They got free trips to Disney World, including the lodging and the park admission. She had
no official diagnosis. Nah, this doesn't make any fucking sense to me, dude.
Well, we're saying there's no diagnosis, but are there papers that are a diagnosis from a doctor that because they were doctor shopping?
Backstage passes to all these concerts, including Miranda Lambert, who was huge at the time.
Yes, she did. Look at this $3,500 check from the singer's personal account, but that wasn't all.
Dee Dee was living it up. She was living in the lap of luxury.
That's why they did this. It's grifting. It's grifting. That's what I'm seeing. They're grifting money out of celebrities and yeah.
There were plenty of skeptical doctors. Anytime a doctor would become skeptical, they would go seek out different facilities.
Okay.
This is so fucking... This is medical malpractice.
Lie to him anymore.
Well,
straightforward.
They're
The
scamming.
question on many people's minds is why
They're
on earth
scamming.
would this girl Gypsy Rose go along with this ridiculous charade at all? The answer? She didn't want to. And there were many times she tried to break this forced character. There are many types of control that people like Dee Dee can try to assert over a victim like Gypsy Rose. Some of these types of control are legal control, mental and or emotional control, and of course physical control. Legal control is when somebody has legal decision-making authority over another person. In Gypsy Rose's case, she was pretty much SOL until she was 18 years old. Dee Dee was able to forcibly control Gypsy Rose as her child because Gypsy Rose simply could not leave or escape. Gypsy Rose also couldn't really tell any of her friends at school or in public because Dee Dee had pulled her out of school so young. There was really nobody to tell. Dee Dee was in the sole legal position to force Gypsy Rose to take these harmful medications and
Yeah, but even then, you always have a doctor Like, you're alone in the room with the doctor, and they always ask the question, are you being harmed by anyone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or being threatened by anyone, any coercion or anything like that. They always ask those questions every time you go to the doctor.
Absolutely.
What?
Was she afraid to say anything? She didn't say what was going on with her mother, and then they just ended up taking her out.
This doesn't make any sense.
It's
undergo
very
harmful
weird.
treatments, including literally surgeries. And during the time that Gypsy Rose was a minor, the unnecessary medications would be wreaking who even knows what kind of physical and mental havoc on her young.
How does she get a subscription to all these medications without a frickin' proper diagnosis?
Holy shit, Mike. They were doctor shopping, that's definite.
Well, yeah, but like, you can't get a prescription for a drug without a diagnosis.
Right, but if you're doctor shopping and they're going along with you for money, they could, right?
Well, then that's would be called medical
huge
malpractice.
Malpractice. Yes, huge.
Young, impressionable body and mind. Not only did Dee Dee control Gypsy Rose's schedule, her socialization, and the medication she took, but she also controlled her diet, forcing Gypsy Rose to eat children's liquid nutritional supplements well into her 20s.
My tube site's finally all healed.
Looks great. Now Dee Dee also controlled Gypsy Rose.
They gave her a stomach tube without a proper diagnosis.
There's a scam underneath, and it's overlaid though by real health conditions.
But
there's an underlying scam to grift celebrities and stuff out of money and become famous, sort of.
Yeah.
For illness.
So fucked
That's
up.
fucked, man.
His wardrobe, her media
This is
consumption,
next level
and
fucked
her
shit.
education or lack of access to it. She was in complete control of Gypsy Rose for 18 straight years, and it was, quote, legal. Then there's this mental and emotional control element, and this would be built up over the first 18 to 22 years of Gypsy Rose's life when she couldn't leave. At some point, Dee Dee even forged a copy of Gypsy's birth certificate, moving her birth date from 1991 to 1993.
She forged her birth certificate. Yeah, she forged her birth certificate.
This couldn't be weirder, dude.
How? Was there no checks and balances?
Yeah. This is like impossible story. Like,
Yeah.
it's like impossible story. What the hell? What do you want a dipping sauce? Do you want like ketchup or anything?
Nah, I'm fine.
Just straight up nuts.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Eventually, she would forge another copy of a birth certificate, moving the birth date from 1991 or 1993 back again to 1995. And I'm not really...
Oh, she went even further. So it went from 91 to 93, then went to 95. Wow.
Praise Jesus, Mike. She finally is now. It's all starting to come together.
Really sure exactly